energy has been energetic energy.
Back here. Control the thumb. Beautiful control. Nice control, Victor. Great. Yep. Into the legs right away. Great transition. Beautiful. Slow into this. Nice. Great control of that leg. Yep. Hips up now. Hips up into this. Beautiful. Yeah. Find the leg again. Nice job. Lock your legs. Lock your legs. Great stuff. Good stuff. Beautiful control. Great transition. Time, guys. Bring it in.
So we're currently on week 3 of CJI camp. Everyone's looking great. Declan actually just got back today to help, kind of finish out the camp, and I'm going to help him run his camp as well. But yeah, man, everyone's looking super sharp. Victor's getting in here super often, looking great, and yeah, as you guys can see, the room's starting to get pretty packed nowadays. So, then I have one person down. From here, we're going to start like this. You guys can lock, the defensive man can lock his hands however he likes. Obviously, we'd recommend starting with a full figure 4 with a hand tucked underneath. Offensive person, you're not allowed to start scooped into the legs or with locked hands, okay? You guys have to start with one arm in and one arm on the mat. You guys can choose which side you want to start with, but you guys have to have one hand on the mat. And it's pretty much live from here so long as there's some form of submission threat. So if, we end up in a triangle situation, arm triangle, whatever it may be, it's still live. Also, if he manages to build on top, right, and we feel like we're starting to kind of lose the upper body, you guys have the opportunity to start scooping into the legs and entering like so. Okay, and normal EBI rounds, they would stop it when you try and enter the legs, but for this one, we're gonna continue going. So again, make sure that as you guys are losing that upper body, you guys are thinking about transitioning off into the lower body.
Just a reminder, guys, with joint locks, we're holding that at extension, for at least 3 seconds. It allows you to focus on the control of the actual submission, and then it also allows your training partners to safely work their late stage defenses. Okay, late stage defense is a defense that oftentimes gets overlooked, but there's still, some steps that can be made. I think also the difference between your figure 4 and your palm to palm. Obviously, we prefer the figure 4 because it's just a more robust grip. It's kind of like a double closed wedge. All right, but oftentimes it's a bit hard to get there in live situations. It takes a bit more time to get there, but it is stronger. All right, so oftentimes in live situations, palm to palm will be effective, but it's a little bit weaker. The trade-off though is that you do have a dynamic elbow, so just be mindful. Like, you guys play around with both figure 4 and palm to palm. All right. When you guys go palm to palm, what it allows you to do is it allows you to use a dynamic elbow now to get underneath your opponent's heels and start separating wedges like so. When I have locked hands, I can't really use that left elbow, so it's a bit harder for me to escape in that situation. A trade-off also is that I can generate some slack for your hitchhiker escapes. Oftentimes with palm to palm, the hitchhiker escapes will be a little bit more effective because you have some slack that you can throw into the lock. Okay, so just be mindful, play around with both because you want to be good at both figure 4 as well as palm to palm. All right, with your partners, 1, 2, 3.
What's up, everybody? Victor Hugo here, the Big Man Flow. I'm here B team. We'll be preparing for CJI. I've been coming here for about a month now, so training's been great, and I can't wait to August 3rd and 31st. We're super excited, getting better every day, and I'm enjoying this camp a lot. Week 2 of the camp has been great. I'm working on new skills, and I think at B team you guys have a lot of guys that are good at different things, so I get to work, at different skills every day, and you guys have Nicky Rod here, Nicky Ryan, Ethan, Damien. Everybody's helped me a lot, so I feel like I'm adding a little thing on each part of my game that will help the team a lot. At the end, it's going to be a team tournament, so gotta make sure everybody's prepared. And it's really cool, the willingness that everybody has to help me out, even I'm a wild card. And I think that's going to play a big role on the day of competition. I think we start getting together earlier, and we're going to be really with a good chemistry in the day of the tournament. It's been cool to have Nicky Ryan and Damien as the coaches. As I said, I've been coming here for a bit longer than the past 2 weeks. Officially, the camp started 2 weeks ago. It is the second week actually, but it's been cool. They have a cool vision. We were working a lot of the partials, kind of similar to how I prepare to my tournaments, but it's been good because a different eye. Usually it's Shanji with me. I think he'll pop in at some point to help out too, but I really like the approach that Nicky Ryan and Damien has, and they're really straight up to the things to me on the things that they want me to get better to the tournament, and we've just been working those things. You guys have seen the videos. We've been playing with different things. I think also I've been moving way better. There's like a more flow happening, so I think it will be exciting to see on the pit. We have the pit wall now. I think me and Nicky Rod, are gonna probably blast that thing up into the tournament. But yeah, it's been cool. Training with Nicky Rod has been interesting. I remember the very first week that I came to train. We were doing side controls, and he just benched me across the room. It's been a while since that happened, so it's been kind of like relearning. It's like, oh yeah, you're training with like another monster, because usually I'm the biggest in the room. I'm still a little bigger than him, but he's just as strong and fast. So it's been quite interesting, Like I come in, I noticed that he doesn't really love warming up, so we just start just like crazy. So if we go first round him, I already know that there's going to be no warm up. We're going to go from 0 to 100. But it's been interesting. He's been super helpful. He fixed some of my body lock stuff as well. He was asking me about some guards, so it's been a cool interaction. Something that maybe we never thought would happen. But this is jiu-jitsu, this is CJI. CJI doing unique things for the sport, and it's been a unique experience for me. And I think some people saw the scrambles that we've been having. Definitely a lot of mat space being used for us whenever we're rolling. But yeah, I think us training together is being good for our own improvements as well. So yeah, Nick Rod's the man. The team is prepared. You know, I think if it was to be next week, I think we would get it. But for now, it's just streaming out the details, make sure we push ourselves mentally as well on those next weeks, because I think in the battle there's going to be a lot of mental. We can't really know who we're going to face. Also, we don't know which team we're going to face, so you just got to be prepared for anything. So I think there's a mental aspect to it, and those Fridays and Saturdays where we do those rounds, I think they'll play a big role on helping us, you know, get mentally strong. Can't wait for Joseph to come in. I trained him a little bit before he left, and yeah, he's really technical. Chris as well is looking really sharp, and I think we have a great team combined. I think one of the things that's going to be part of the tournament is the ability to finish, the ability to not be finished. I think B team got those two, and I feel pretty comfortable, you know, that our team is strong and that we have a good team for CGI. And on top of that, I know it's a team tournament, but a bit of my own. Something I want is to face the guys that I lost previously, which should probably be Luke Griffith and Luke Sconard. So if I get a look at them in the tournament, it'll be great. And if I get to go with them, but as I said, you don't know what's going to happen. But it's an extra motivation for me to show up and try to give my best when I know that there is a chance I could get a rematch with them over there. All right, guys, make sure you catch me and the B team competing at the CGI August 3rd, 31st for $1 million. You know, the team is going to be competing for $1 million. Myself, I already mentioned, I have a personal vendetta that I'm going to be trying to, you know, solve. But if it doesn't happen, I'll be happy. I'll be a happy man also winning $1 million. I was super excited. I'll see you all in Vegas. Make sure you buy your tickets now.
How do we maintain top position? Stay seated, stay seated. Don't allow him to get you, force you to suit mine. When you come closer to wrestle up, when he matches head level, we try and heist him. No, don't let him push you off suit mine. Stay seated, stay seated. K-guard entries possibly. 230, 230. Let's get a sub, Victor. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. Watch your back, watch your back. Good position, nice. 2 minutes 30. Victor, you need a sub. You need a sub, Victor. Don't let him sub you. Inside position, inside position. Everything nice and tight. No, don't expose your back, don't expose your back. Elbow slips in, elbow slips in. Get a strong cross-face arm here, Austin. Don't let him sub. You got 2 minutes left. Strong cross-face. If there's no cross-face leg, you can lift your arm out. Focus on removing that cross-face leg and lifting that arm out when you can. Deny the back exposure now, Austin. Over-rotate, Austin. Good stuff. Minute 40. Victor, we need a sub. We need a sub, Victor. Minute 40. Lock a body triangle first. Lock a body triangle first. Don't let him sub you, Austin. Don't let him sub you, Austin. Don't let him sub you. Minute 18, Victor. We need the sub for $1 million. 60 seconds, Victor. 60 seconds. How can we sub him? It's a short time. Maybe we switch to leg locks. We need a sub. Victor, 45 seconds. How can we sub him? How can we sub him? Nice. Get to a triangle possibly. Switch to a triangle. Yes. Nice. Slow into this. Beautiful. Bridge into it. We can grab his far arm as well. Grab the far arm as well if we need. Nice job. Beautiful stuff. Foot sweeps here, Nicky Rod. There you go.
Just raise your hand and I'll call on you.
I was wondering if you guys could show me some of your favorite concepts to retain close guard.
Yeah, to be honest, I actually don't really do too much close guard myself, but we do have Victor Hugo here. You want to answer this question, Victor?
Sure. Just take down.
Yeah, yes, yeah, exactly.
Aaron, you want to come out here? You can use it.
So the way we could break is like, if you're thinking about distance, far distance or close distance. If my opponent is trying to pass from the outside, no gi, a lot of times they pass with the outside. I'm trying to create contact by scooping the leg and find inside position. So even like if Aaron gets all the way around, boom, I'm trying to break contact and go back into inside position. That's how I like to stop on the outside. And then like right there, usually you're gonna see my inversions. He goes all the way around, I invert, then I get in. Usually some sort of X guard or ashi. Now, if you're talking about close distance, kneel, don't go in your knees. Yeah, I'm always trying to protect my inside position by using my frames and keep my knees close to my elbow. So anytime he beats my knee, gets to my hip, I'm not super worried about getting up or anything. I'm just worried about creating some sort of off balance so I can bring back my knee to elbow. And then from here, I have inside position again. And now maybe he combines this with outside pass. Inside right away. So I start to keep inside position. And if he ever breaks my inside position, boom, like now, outside, drop. I'm trying to bring back inside position. I don't use a lot of movement for that. I like to heist a lot, like sometimes it breaks the heel here, boom. I bridge, I heist just to create inside and then go back to guard. Instead of heisting to get up or something, sometimes I feel like the body wants me to put me down. So I'm always trying to just conquer inside. And if I feel like my opponent is heavy, I'm trying to create some sort of off balance. Now he post, boom, and then I get back to my side. And then usually also going to give me attacks to the upper body. Does that make sense? It's more like a concept. There's a lot of ways I could end up, scrambling and stuff, but I was trying to protect the side position, and from the outside, I'm always trying to get underneath them so they don't give me so much danger.
On bottom with the body lock, if they do like a standing tripod, like if they start to tripod up, I kept putting my feet on the hips to make distance, but I couldn't do anything from there. So any way to prevent that or fusion.
Okay, so you're in bottom position, they tripod up, and then you're asking what to do if you're able to get feet to the hips?
Or just like what to do from there. Like I felt like that was kind of well positioned when they would stand up.
Okay. So let's see. So he's in a body lock and he's tripoding up, so his knees are coming off the ground. Yeah, so anytime that he's tripoding up, right, I'm mainly going to be trying to look for sumigeshis here. Now, what we don't want is a situation where our shoulders are flat on the mat, right? So if we have to, right, we can hit a forward shift so we can bring our knees in towards our chest and kind of forward shift a bit. Now, from here, I'm going to take one deep overhook. Sometimes I'll play with locked hands, sometimes I'll play with just a cupping grip. But our whole thing is to try and remove that long arm, short arm. So whether we're doing this with locked hands, right, where I lock and I cup my right elbow inside like so. Sorry, is this okay?
It's good, it's good.
Okay, yeah. Or if it's unlocked, we're simply just grabbing and then I'm pinching this elbow back. Okay, this is gonna kind of elongate his arms and make it difficult for him to use this elbow to post. If he has long arm, short arm, and I go for these sumigeshis, this elbow can help him base on the mat and make it hard to off balance, right? So from here, we can cup in and we remove that long arm, short arm. Now from here, again, we always want to try and have a drive leg. For this one specifically, I actually like posting a foot on the mat. It's not wrong. You can also tuck a leg in and plant toes on the mat. But for this one specifically, I do like to just kind of base my foot on the mat. And now from here, it's leaning back and I'm thinking about sending him over my right shoulder like so that we can start to off balance. So anytime the hips come high, it's going to be a little bit easier to start off balancing with sumigeshis, right? That's why it tends to be a good idea to try and sprawl down because then it'll eliminate that butterfly hook.
I'm having situations come up where my partner has a side body lock, and I'm trying to put one of the Yoko Sumigeshi hook, but they're keeping their knees tight, so I can't like leave the hook in. Is there anything I can do to make that easier, or just any other options that'd be better for them?
So you're saying he's side, now is it head inside or head outside?
It's side back over back.
Okay, and you're struggling to try and...
Yeah, sometimes there's space, but other times they're keeping the knee tight, and I can't hold it right this.
Okay, yeah. Actually, it's hard for me to build up to this knee. Can you go over this?
Yeah. Okay. All right, so there's a few things that I like to play from this position.
Here, take this.
So there's a few things that I like to play from this position. It depends, firstly, on what your goal is, okay? Like, if you end up on bottom, like, is this... I guess real quick, it depends like the rule set in terms of like, did I just get taken down and I can't end up on bottom? Okay, so then that means we have to heist, okay? But there are opportunities where I don't care that I'm on bottom. So it depends like what parameters you have to fight in. So firstly, if this knee is nice and tight, it's gonna be very difficult for me to start getting, limbs back to the inside. There are opportunities where like, I might be able to bump, get a foot to the inside and use that to start getting my Yoko Sumigaeshi hook, but still my hips are on the mat and it could be kind of dangerous. Another option that you do have is using a heist, and I'm just looking to get my right foot to the inside, so I do kind of like a front palm, I'll just get a foot to the inside, and now from here I can go into rolling into the legs. To be honest though, if this is off of like a takedown where I can't risk feet coming to the mat, I'll usually look to heist up, build up into a situation like so where my opponent's following me with a rear body lock, and now from this position with misaligned hip, I go for my Granbies. So I think the first thing is like, what parameters are you trying to fight in? And if you're not worried about ending up on bottom, then use a heist to get your bottom foot to the inside, so now you can go into your leg entries. There is another option that you can play, I guess. This one's a little bit harder, especially if he has like good head position, but like you can technically heist and move your hips out to start trying to get weight over your opponent's head. So, but oftentimes they're looking to get around the corner, so, yeah.
Yeah, it's mainly just gonna be like playing between like heisting to either try and expose your back and then go into Granbies, or start reinserting that leg, but if you just keep hips on the mat, it's gonna be hard to do that, yeah.